Welcome back to our channel where we're building Sandy, a 1969 F100 that we've body swapped onto a 2009 Crown Vic cop car. Once we got the cab sat in place so that we could determine where to cut the back of the cab so that we could sit it down to the desired ride height, we're going to go ahead and put the front clip on and then sit the bed on before we actually make any body mounts, so that we can assure that all of the wheel tubs line up with the wheels to give it the perfect look. In the rear, we have to still cut a few inches off the back of the frame. We're going to build a gas tank mount so that we can drop down the bed floor as close to the frame as we can get. We have to trim out the front radiator support for the new frame rail locations so that we can add all of this and get everything mocked up. We're going to put the hood on to make sure that the body lines work from the grill all the way to the taillights. To create the added room in the front so that the radiator support from the F100 will clear everything, you actually have to move the radiator back about 1.5 inches. With that, there's actually factory holes that you can move the factory radiator support in the Crown Vic back, which lines up perfectly, and you don't have to make any new mounts, no mocking. You just simply have to move it back and cut about 1 inch off the radiator hose and it lines up perfectly. After getting the grill in, we realized that there definitely is going to be some bumper bracket issues, so we're going to cut the brackets off of the F100 and manufacture some kind of brackets to adapt those. We'll show you that in a later video when we get a little bit farther down the line. Right now the goal is just to make sure that the body is going to sit well distributed all over the frame, and once we've got the front fender lined up, then it'll be time to move to the rear so that we can set the bed on, and then we'll have to completely disassemble everything so that we can build brackets and attach this stuff. After taking the factory rear gas tank mount off, I decided to make a new mount, and I just used the ratchet straps here to hold it up into place so that I could use some simple angle iron to fabricate new brackets to tuck this thing under the gas tank under the bed for safekeeping. After getting the gas tank mounted and wrapped up in place, I figured it was a good time to go ahead and build the rear cab mount bushings. So we just used some C-channel here and we cut small holes in them so that we could use the rubber bushings so that the body would still have the rubber ride, so that there's no squeaking, a great smooth ride all the way down. After tacking in the rear cab mount, it's time to move on to the bed, and we realized that we're going to have to cut the center out of the bed, so I used a hole saw bit to drill 4 holes in the center of the bed so that I could use the sawzall so that I could cut them out as straight as I could. I still used the plasma cutter for the last cleanup around the wheel tubs before we got to set it on there. And finally, that moment we've all been waiting for, the bed sitting on the truck, giving it the entire look. Now we're going to be ready to start taking everything back apart so that we can actually make all the mounts and secure this stuff so that we can get it ready to ride. Y'all give us a like and a follow. Let us know what you think.